Oh, hey there. So as long as we're on the topic of why in the world do I stay single for so long, which I get asked a lot, let me just be as frank as I can possibly be, okay? Most of the time, okay, so I don't know, I think it's the game of life. And there's a space where you can trade salaries with somebody or you can trade careers with somebody. And if you've got a lousy salary or you've got a lousy career, you're looking for that space. You're like, how many do I have to get? What do I have to spend so I can land on that space? But if you've got a good salary, if you're the top of the thing and you've got a great career, you avoid that space like the plague. That's where I'm at. I've got a really good life right now. And for me to give that up, to change my life for somebody else, the assumption is, and it's a fairly accurate assumption, that my expenses will go up. My hassle will go up if I get somebody else, because I've got a good life. I've got disposable income. I do whatever in the world I want to. And so here's what it boils down to, okay? I'm 50 years old. I don't want to raise somebody else's kids. My kids are raised, I'm done with that. I don't want to raise somebody else's kids. That knocks off, I don't know, 90% of girls, because they've all got kids and they're all at varying stages of, childhood. I just don't want to deal with baby daddy issues. I don't want to deal with divorces and who hates who and step parents and all those things. I just don't want to do it, okay? I'd rather be alone than deal with that. Now I realize there's lots of people that do want to do it. Go find them. They're everywhere. There's guys everywhere that are like, I'll take care of your kids for you. I'm not that guy. Nothing wrong with that. It's just my personal choice, okay? I don't want somebody that drinks, smokes, or does drugs. I've knocked off 90% of what was left. I knocked them off, because there's a reason why they're single and don't have kids. Probably because they're doing things they shouldn't be doing. Now, if there's some unicorn out there that falls into this category that wants to follow God, wants to live a life full of adventure, doesn't have kids, at least at home anymore, and is what I consider to be attractive, I'll talk to you. They got to live here, because I'm not going to long distance anything either. And you got to be tolerable. Like I want somebody that's actually interesting. Like I heard somebody years ago, I said, most relationships, you take the sex out of it and you take the money out of it, and what do you have left? And I try to look at that. I try to look at somebody and go, you're hot, right? That's cool. But what else? Like, are you interesting to talk to? Are you fun to be around? Are you pleasant? Like, there's a lot of girls that aren't. Okay, they're miserable. There's a lot of guys that are miserable too. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be. I'll be around that out in the world, but when I get to my house, I'm the king here. This is my sanctuary from the world. I don't want there to be any drugs. I don't want there to be any alcohol. I don't want there to be any tobacco in my house. I just don't. I don't want there to be chaos. I don't want there to be disorder and messes. I don't like any of that stuff. And so I would rather be alone. Now, I'd rather be with somebody, but if the choice is what I just described or being alone, I'll be alone for the rest of my life and be happy. Anyway, that's my personal take. I realize that there are lots of people who are like, let me convince you otherwise. You probably won't. You'll be wasting your breath and embarrassing yourself. So don't. If you somehow fall in that category, you're this unicorn, I don't know, hit me up. Like, I'm not opposed to going out with somebody, but I'm just going to go out and be like, we're friends, until I'm like, hey, we're more. And trust me, if I like you, I'll tell you.